Oh man, I really didn't want to have to start the video like this, bro. But yeah, Wizards lose. I feel like come the season, I'm probably going to be saying that a hell of a lot. Like I'm pretty sure the words or the statement "Wizards lose" is going to be coming out of my mouth a hell of a lot, especially if things that have taken place in the summer league translate at all to the actual regular season. But yeah, today we're here to obviously talk about the Washington Wizards versus Portland Trailblazers game. And as y'all can see, title of the video is something along the lines of Wizards fans, let's talk about Alex Sarr or some shit like that. But before we even go into Alex Sarr, because I think I'm gonna try to focus more of this video on Alex Sarr rather than anybody else, let's start with our boy Bub Carrington, Carlton Carrington, whatever the hell you want to call him. Bub Carrington just might be the Wizards' future point guard for the foreseeable future. Now, I don't want to jump the gun too quickly. Yeah, obviously, this is solely summer league basketball, and summer league basketball but it's probably the most reactionable time when it comes to the basketball season. But Bub Carrington has been phenomenal for now 3 straight games, albeit his first half was not very good today, and unfortunately his field goal percentage was extremely horrible today. He was 6 for 19 from the field, 3 for 8 from the 3-point line, and unfortunately one of those misses in that 6 for 19 was the shot that could have sent it to OT. But I mean, is what it is. Can't be mad at the guy. Bub Carrington has been amazing throughout the summer league, amazing for what this Wizards team can be, and I think that we really found a gem at pick 14. And while the Denny trade ultimately did hurt a lot of Wizards fans, because Denny showed that he can be a very, very serviceable player last year, because I always thought or was very high on Denny. I didn't like how Scott Brooks used him at first and loved how he's been worked into the system a lot recently, and we've watched how Denny's game has evolved from where he started with Washington compared to where he ended up post-trade or ended up before getting traded. I think getting Bub Carrington and all of the other stuff that we're acquiring from that, at the end of the day, I believe it's going to be. I think we live there. Patrick Baldwin Jr. didn't have too good of a summer league debut. It is what it is. Like I've said before, or said in the first video when it came to the Wizards team or the Wizards young core, I don't know where Patrick Baldwin really falls when it comes to if I see him in our team's future when it comes to like when we're competing. That same sentiment falls to Johnny Davis, who didn't obviously play today, got taken out of the rotation so other players get some shine. Secondly, Kyshawn George once again showed us some stuff, not really a lot. Like the 3 ball, I feel like for Kyshawn George is relatively there. He's a solid rebounder. The handle still a little bit iffy, and I think the boneheaded fouls are still present, which is something that I don't really like in a project player. But as I said before, he is a extreme project player, and Wizards are aware of that. The Wizards don't really know exactly what Kyshawn George is going to be. They don't exactly know what they want Kyshawn George to be either, but he's shown flashes on defense. He's shown flashes of the handle. He's shown flashes of being able to pass the ball, albeit some might not always be the right decision, but he's shown that that aspect is there. 3 ball is there. He has the ability to rebound. He has good size. He has the intangibles. It's there for Kyshawn George. Undrafted rookie Eric Stevenson, shot looked good. That's all I can really say there. The shot looked good. He was 3 for 3, 1 3 balls, absolute money. The shot looked good. That's really all I can say. Marcus Noel probably won't end up ultimately making the team, but he did pretty well at getting to the free throw line. Short Kings, you know what I'm saying? Short Kings. Gotta love to see that. And then our G League guys, once again, really good game. Champagne, 13 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. Taylor Funk had an amazing shooting game today. 5 for 9 from the field, 4 for 8 from the 3-point line. And he also had 14 points. I mean, Jules Bernard, okay. John Butler Jr., not really the best of showings today, but I mean, it is what it is. Obviously, y'all are here for the main focus of this conversation, Alex Sarr. The one thing I'm happy about with Alex Sarr, at the very least, is the Wizards drafted this 7'2", lengthy, skinny guy from France, right? On the aspect that we needed a big. And I feel like at least with the one skill that we were more or less promised when it comes to his defensive ability, I believe it's there. And I'm not going to take that away from Alex Sarr at all, because I love that that defensive skill is there. Obviously, he's probably going to need to bulk up to be able to guard some of these bigger, let's say, front court guys when it comes to the actual NBA is concerned. But throughout these 3 games in the Summer League, we have seen a solid amount when it comes to Alex Sarr on the defensive end. Less in our game against Houston, more in tonight's game and our first game against Atlanta. He's great when it comes to the rim protection side of the game. Today he had, 3 blocks if I'm not mistaken, and when it comes to just his presence being there to turn away shots, turn away people coming straight to the basket, things of that nature, the stats that don't really go on the stat sheet, but just simply being able to stop players, like the Rudy Gobert style stats when it comes to playing defense. I feel like Alex Sarr checks all of those boxes, and he has been tremendous for us defensively. And I think that if he does transition to the center position down the road, that would be amazing, and he can be a beautiful defensive anchor for the Washington Wizards for the God knows how long foreseeable future, however long he decides he wants to be in Washington. However, well, no, let me not even talk about that just yet. He also was a much better rebounder than he had been games. Had to make sure I point that out, because one thing that I've seen a lot, and I mean a lot, on Wizards Twitter of recent is that Alex Sarr has not been a very good rebounder. And I mean, when you're 7'2", you'd expect that you'd be able to, be a good rebounder, right? I mean, I would just assume that, just solely based from a height standpoint. But Alex Sarr has really not been the greatest of rebounders, but he was really good today, and I can't take that away from him. I'm proud of it. I'm happy for him. Really, what we're trying to see when it comes to Alex Sarr is some form of progression when it comes to the Summer League, and I think he's shown that the defensive aspect is there, and it's only going to go up. The rebounding aspect can be improved. He reminds me a lot of, a comparison he gets Triple J. Sometimes he's on the glass, other times he's really not there, because Alex Sarr does want to be a 4. But yeah, the main focus of this video is, oh my god, I need Alex Sarr to, I need him to use who he is a little bit more, as far as him being this giant 7'2" guy that has had relatively decent touch around the basket, but he's just so, he's I think the best way to word it would be, he's far too okay with taking the jump shot, right? And this is what ties into, obviously, the Jaren Jackson Jr. comparison. So Alex Sarr tonight went 0 for 15, 0 for 7 from the 3-point line. And a lot of these looks, they were open. A lot of these things were shots that should go in for who you'd assume is the number, not who you'd assume, but for who the number 2 pick in the whole draft class is. You'd think that he'd make some of these shots. But I think Alex Sarr is really in a weird space when it comes to where exactly he wants to be offensive. Because once again, the whole Jaren Jackson Jr. tie, I think he does really believe in the jump shot. Because in the first half, he was taking those shots a lot more consistently. But I saw a few shots where it's like, he'll take the 3 and he'll be wide open essentially, and he'll fade. And in watching the shots, I'm just thinking, like, why are you fading like that when you're wide open, Alex? I do think that at some point, most likely before the season starts, they're probably going to work with him on his jump shot a little bit, because if he is able to stretch the floor, obviously the potential is there. And I do think that the shots at some point are going to fall for him. That's how it is with everybody. There's just days where you aren't really scoring like that. He had it last game. He had it even more this game. Like, if he made 2 shots, points wise, we win this game. But that's in the hindsight. I think the offensive game has a lot of growing to take place. While we've clearly seen that there's the potential, but I need him to, I think the best way to do it would be to learn the perfect mesh between being able to score in the paint, score on the inside, attack the interior, assert, the type of player you are intangibly, the speed, the size, the explosiveness. I need him to work on or find a way to assert these things while mixing in the jump shot, not almost making it seem like you're prioritizing the jump shot. Because but I don't really understand it. I get you're a power forward, but technically you're running the 5 for us right now. Why are you taking one less shot in the mid-range to paint area than you are threes? You took 8 2-point field goals compared to 7 3-point field goals or 3-point shots. I don't really understand that one, especially considering it was a night where you're not making it. I get a lot of them were open. I'll give them that. Man, realistically, I don't even know where I want to go with it. I think that's just more of a me ranting about me being a little bit upset that he had a real stinker when it came to scoring the ball tonight. Although I'm not going to be one of those people that are going to trash Alex Sarr or going to buy out on him. I believe the offensive game will come around. The one thing that I'm happy about is the thing that we were promised when it comes to drafting Alex Sarr, that is there. Mans is a defender. Sure, he's only going to get better as a defender. He can work on the rebounding. The rebounding will come. Just be patient with him, Wizards fan. Alex Sarr will be good. He'll find a way to score his buckets. He will get there. I get like heavy Triple J vibes and then heavy Evan Mobley vibes. Evan Mobley, as we saw last season, has worked on and figured out a way to find the perfect mesh when it comes to his offensive game. Alex Sarr is going to get there. He's going to have a few months, or even once the season starts, he's going to be working with all of these guys who are players that have done it, been through what you need to do to become a better player. Like, for example, even Kyle Kuzma. I kind of do hope that between Kuz and Jonas, they both kind of work with Alex Sarr, so Alex Sarr can learn how to get the post-up game from Jonas, but then work to actually get the the dribble jump shot game from Kuz at the same time. I don't really know how they're going to do it, but I think Alex Sarr is going to be. I'm not going to overreact. I'm not going to try to say, oh my god, Alex Sarr is a bum. Oh my god, we should have drafted Reed Shepherd. Oh my god, the Wizards fucked up again. No, I'm not going to. Alex Sarr, we still trusting you, man. I don't know about other Wizards fans, but I'm speaking from me solely. You're still our guy. I still trust you. The shot is going to fall. It's going to fall. We just have to be patient with it, man. So, Washington Wizards fans, let's just be patient with it. I'm pretty sure Summer League Championship's not happening, but I'll be back on Thursday after this Kings game, and then I guess we'll see what else we get after. Because I think after Thursday, we still get one more game one way or another, but it won't be a playoff game. I mean, it is what it is. Unless some teams lose, maybe we get some help. Who fucking knows? Your boy Eddie out. Peace. I'll catch y'all on Thursday. Or, I don't know.